Hey, boss. Um, I've wanted to make a video for you for a long, long time, and I wanted you to know how much I love and appreciate you and what your life means to me. You invested in me, and not just me, but a lot of other people too. And I know that there were so many people that you encouraged along the way. And anyway, last time I talked to you on the phone, you said that you owe me a Coke, and I want you to know, yes, you do. I take my Coca-Colas very seriously, so anyway, I guess I'll wait for that maybe. I first met you at Courier's Camp in Oxford, Pennsylvania in August of 1982, and I was always extremely shy. I had a hard time talking to anybody. I talked a little bit with Dwayne and with Phil, and I met you and I was scared to death, and I thought, what in the world am I going to say to you? And in my vast wisdom, I finally came up with a sentence, and I said, "You're quite a songwriter," and you laughed. And that was about as profound as I could get, I guess. You know, but a lot of people talk about meeting their favorite hymn writer when they go to heaven, but I've already met mine, and it's you. I just want you to know that. That's what you mean to me. But you were always very kind. You guys always invited me over to dining hall to come and eat with you, and would talk with me, and I was just so blown away that you would even want to take the time. I don't know what you saw in me, but I guess you saw something. And I'm glad that you did, because I know that you invested your time and your life into me too. Your piano playing has always pulled on my heartstrings, like I just can't explain. And it's hard to put that into words, but if we went to hear the Courier sing and the service was over and you were still playing the piano, I couldn't leave. I don't know why, I just couldn't. And I felt that drawn to it. And just a huge, huge impact on who I am. You're my favorite singer, you're my favorite songwriter, you're my favorite arranger, all of that, just all of that in one. And you mean that much to me. I love your songs. All your songs are different. Your songs are not slightly similar to the last one that you wrote somewhere else. They're all different. They all have their own thing. It's really very interesting. Whereas the ones that I write, you know, they tend to sound like everybody else's, as you've mentioned. With your, what did you write the tune to, or which tune did you use this time? You would know. I first came into the Couriers in April of 1998, and I had the chance to live my dream. There isn't anything in the world that I would have traded for that, and I loved every minute of it. I had a ball. I couldn't put a price tag on that. It was just so much fun, and it was so neat. I can't tell you what it was like to stand up and to sing with you guys. That was just phenomenal. There was a time that I came to Mechanicsburg to pick you up at the house. We were going out to sing somewhere, and I was walking up the steps of your house, and I heard you playing the piano through the door, and I had to stop and just thank God that I had the chance to be where I was. I was so thankful for the blessing that it was to get to spend time with you, and we stayed up in the wee hours of the night playing the piano at your house, and probably driving your wife crazy, but boy, we had a lot of fun. It was really neat. Kind of like if Carol Shelby and Ken Miles got together, they would take a race car to a track and drive it. And if you and I were together, we'd wind up going to a piano somewhere, and I enjoyed that so much. There was a time that we sang at a banquet in Ephrata, Pennsylvania on a Friday night, and you showed up and you forgot your suit, and I had 3 or 4 suits on the bus, and I gave you one of mine, and you wore it that night, and I always thought it was funny that I said to people, that was the best this suit ever sounded. I could only imagine how disappointed it was the next time I had to put it on. But anyway, I found that funny. We went to Hermitage, Pennsylvania with James Blackwood for a couple different weekends, and you were playing for James, and James was singing, and you got my attention, and you waved me to come over, and I came over, and you asked me while you're playing, you said, "You know this song?" I said, "Yeah." And you asked, "Can you play it?" I said, "Sure." Next thing I know, you got up from the piano, and here you go. And I sat down and I played, and I think James finished that song and went to another song, and I didn't know the next one, and you came up and bailed me out. But it really was cool that I had the chance to do that, and I know that in a million years in my lifetime, I never would have had the chance to do that, and that was something that you gave to me for the chance to do it. And that's just the kind of person that you are. I know you don't like compliments, but you didn't have to be such a great person. Then you wouldn't have to hear it. That's kind of the way it works, I guess. I really miss talking with you, driving through the night. I'd drive the bus through the night, and you'd get up and we would talk. And I'd give anything for the chance to do that again. And we solved a lot of the world's problems, and the world didn't even know it. But I really miss that. You also are the best teacher that I've ever had. You didn't say, now here's how you do this or do it like this. You just did it. And the way to learn was to pay attention because you were doing it right. And that spoke to me volumes. I can't imagine how different my life would have been had you never been born. I can't imagine, but you have had such an impact on me and on so many people that I know. I have a friend that's here today, and he's going to come up and say a few words, and I believe you even know who he is.
Hi, Neil. Glad to have a chance to say a few words today. All of the things that Larry is saying, obviously we didn't have the same experience, the same length of time in couriers, but you've been a hero of mine as well. And I think some of the reasons might be interesting. I may have told you this, I'm not sure, but I remember when I was very young, and we would go to concerts at the farm show and then at the forum. When you guys would sing, I recognized that there was something special about what you were doing, although you never brought attention to yourself. And even as a young child, I knew that there was something about the part and the way you were doing it that was the glue and really the foundation on the sound that I was hearing. And I wish if I try to think back there, I know I didn't quite have the musical understanding to know what it was, but as I grew older and started traveling myself, certainly I figured out that it was that special touch that you put in the middle part that just made all the difference. I remember some times when I came into brotherhood, and I was about as green as you could get. I was 20 years old. I grew up on gospel music, but never really been anywhere. And the first time we had a chance to sing with you guys, I was pretty nervous. And you always had an encouraging word to say, and I remember that night, I think you said, "Don't push those low notes, they'll come." And I found out that that is true. I'm to the point today where I could hang a pretty good bass line, but I'm all dressed up, no place to go. So I just wanted you to know that I appreciate you and I love you. I miss our conversations together. You have been a great influence on my life. And it's not just the talents and all of the things that Larry spoke about, which are all true. It's the fact that you carried yourself as a Christian gentleman with great dignity and with great humility. And that certainly is something to aspire to. So I miss talking to you. I love you, and I appreciate you very much.
Yeah, more than all of that, Neil, you're my friend, and you're all the other things too, but you're such a dear friend. At Courier's Camp, I would hear you play songs that I knew, but I couldn't begin to play them like you did, and I had no idea where to start or what to do with that. After 10 years of piano lessons, there wasn't really anything that would show me how to arrive where you were. And God helped me with that somehow or other, and the songs would stay in my head, and eventually one day I would sit down and play it. And here's a couple of the songs that you played at camp, and they are the songs of my life. They really are. Songs that you did 40-some years ago. I still play these songs. But here's one you did, and I came home one day and just played this. One of the other ones you used to do, and I knew the song, but I couldn't play it like you did, was this one. another one you used to do, and I love this song. There's only one way to play it after hearing you play it, and it's probably not note for note, but it is close anyway. Here's one you used to play, and sometimes Dwayne would come up and sing it, other times he didn't, but I remember this one really well. But one of my all-time favorites, you played this one, and I've probably heard you play it 100 times, and I always loved it, every minute of it. Won't be note for note, but it's going to be pretty close. Neil, I was going to sing one of your songs today, and it's too hard to pick one. It really is. I'm sure that if I pick one, I'd think later, man, I should have sang this one. But anyway, so I kind of figured, picking one of your songs is kind of like sending a fat man to a buffet and telling him to eat one thing. It's going to be too tough. So I'm going to sing a song for you today. This is the newest song that I've written, and I'm not sure what it's to the tune of either. I'm really not sure. You might recognize it. Hopefully you will. The song called Here I Am. If you need someone to go and tell the story of your love, Lord, here I am. In the past, you've called some to go, while some just stayed at home. Lord, here I am. Here I am. Lord, here I am. Lord, I'm waiting on you for your master plan. Lord, I've left it up to you, and it's all that I can do. Here I am, here I am. This world's become a crazy place with no direction or disgrace. Lord, here I am. Lord, if you can use me today, I pray you'll have your way. Lord, here I am. Here I am. Lord, here I am. Lord, I'm waiting on you for your master plan. Lord, I've left it up to you, and it's all that I can do. Here I am, here I am. Here I am, Lord, here I am. Lord, I'm waiting on you for your master plan. Lord, I've left it up to you, and it's all that I can do. Here I am, here I am. If you need someone to go and tell the story of your love, Lord, here I am, here I am. Here I am. Neil, thanks for everything. I love you.